Hi friends, it's Lynette, founder of MoodWellth, here to talk to you today about anxiety. Anxiety is something that affects 40 million Americans in the U.S. 40 million Americans, that's quite an astounding number, right? And it actually affects the Black community at its highest rate, higher than any other cultural group, for reasons that are obvious, right? We have racism, we have police brutality, that we have to contend with. And then we have post-traumatic slave syndrome that we have to contend with as well. So the effects of slavery and how it impacts our thoughts and our beliefs and our behavior in our community, that also contributes to anxiety. So there's a reason why we experience anxiety at higher rates. However, then within our own community, we experience it at a higher rate because we haven't appropriately named it. We haven't really been given permission to do so. So instead of calling it anxiety, we say he or she is getting on my nerves, or my nerves are bad, or we typically tie it into some religious aspect, like we haven't read our Bibles enough, or we haven't gone to church enough, or we haven't prayed enough. I'm sure you've all heard you need to pray more, you need to talk to Jesus. Which also influences our mismanagement of anxiety. For example, melanated women, their anxiety can go undiagnosed, for Black women in particular, especially when we seek help from people who are not culturally competent providers. For example, anger can look like you just have an attitude, right? Needing to control everything can look like you're just a control freak. However, both are symptoms of deeper issues that a culturally competent mental health care provider will be able to help you process and won't overlook. So we can help you understand that many times we use anger to mask constant worry, because anger feels like a more powerful emotion to us. And sometimes our need to control everything comes from this feeling like deep down we really don't have control over anything at all. I guess the biggest misconception is that anxiety is this, constantly crying, constantly worrying, can't get out of bed, rumination type of feeling or symptoms. And for us, it can look a little bit differently. As I just described, it can look like anger or this need to control everything or have everything a certain way, when really the underlying tone is anxiety. And though it is completely normal for any human being to have anxiety, when things feel out of control, our anxiety can tend to control us. So being proactive about managing your anxiety by consistently practicing some simple strategies can help you effectively start to manage your anxiety instead of being managed by your anxiety. Along with therapy as well. I will always advocate for talking to a good therapist. You can always talk to one of our therapists or well-being coaches or life coaches that we have in our provider system, so that they can also help you process some things that might be going on in your life that might be contributing to your increased anxiety. But for now, I wanted to introduce you to a couple of breathing techniques that will be helpful for you when anxiety is at its peak, when you feel like your anxiety is increasing. And we all know what that feels like. It might feel differently for everyone, but we know what it feels like when we're starting to feel hugely overwhelmed. And you need somebody or something, some technique to bring you back down to baseline. I'm hoping that these simple breathing techniques will help you do so. So the first one is box breathing. It's 4-4-4 breathing. What we do is we breathe in for 4 seconds through our nose, filling our bellies with air, expanding our lungs and our chest with air. We hold that air for 4 seconds, and then we slowly release for 4 seconds. So let's try it just a couple of times so that you can get a feel for what it's like. And then I'll introduce you to the other one, and you can decide which one is a better starting point for you. So let's take a breath for 4 seconds. In through your nose. Hold. 2, 3. And slowly release. Let's try it one more time. Breathe in through your nose. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release. If you repeat that for 2 to 3 times until your adrenaline starts to slow down, your central nervous system starts to calm, and you're able to now direct your focus out of your head and into the present, then that should be helpful. The next one is a similar technique, only we're going to hold a little longer and we're going to exhale a little longer. So you're still going to breathe in for 4 seconds, filling your belly with air. We're going to hold this time for 7 seconds, and then we're going to exhale for 8 seconds. So are you ready? Let's try this a couple of times so you can get a feel and decide which one might feel best for you. Ready? Take a breath. Hold. 5, 6, 7. Exhale. Ready? Let's try that again. Breathe in through your nose. Hold. 2, 3. And exhale. So those are 2 breathing techniques that I hope you find helpful when your anxiety is increasing and you're feeling very overwhelmed. It's something that you can do anywhere. If you are heading into a big meeting at work, if you are at home with your kids and feeling overwhelmed and just need a little break, if you're driving in the car, after a big argument with your significant other or whoever, it's a great pause, breathe, and redirect technique that you can do to help you slow down your central nervous system and help you control and direct your focus to where you want it to go. So I hope that was helpful. I'll be back with more techniques like this that will hopefully help you along your journey when it comes to complex emotions and learning how to navigate them. As always, I'm wishing you so much love, joy, and ease as you continue on your journey. Peace.